Welcome to this edition of Between Two Vulns with Marcello Salvati and Dan McInerney. We're both the threat researchers here at Protect AI. We're going to be going over some of the reports that came in recently that we find pretty interesting in the AI supply chain of libraries and things that you use to deploy and test and train AI models, which we have found to be a pretty juicy target for hackers over the past year of doing this work.
A lot of juice has been squeezed.
A lot of juice has been squeezed.
And continues to be squeezed. All right, first one. Data leak through cores misconfiguration in Devika. And we'll get into Devika in a bit, but this is pretty straightforward. This is just the CSRF, where basically there's no CSRF tokens built into Devika. So
Common one.
And you can basically just hit the settings API endpoint, and you just get all of the API keys and all of the settings back from the application. So that's sort of a big deal because you can steal API tokens and everything.
Those API tokens they're worth money. They're straight up worth money.
Yeah. And also in this particular case, though, you can do it like CSRF. So like you can basically trick someone into going to like a website, and then if they have Devika running locally or whatever, you can basically just steal all the settings remotely, basically. So
I think CSRF tokens are they're really, really common. It's an easy report because you just check for CSRF tokens.
Yeah.
And if it's not there, I mean, that's a significant vulnerability.
Yeah, it's especially depending on the endpoint, though. Like in this case, like return settings, but I don't know if it makes you a coffee or something. The security impact might be.
Yeah, if you can reset the password, that's like golden.
That's
API keys and password resets.
Yes, and this report was made by Ileana, who I know actually. Saludos, Ileana. Argentina, Buenos Aires, and then Nick can put like the Argentinian flag with Leo Mattioli here, and we'll figure that out. Fun fact: I recently found out that the most dangerous job after being a Boeing safety inspector actually is a cumbia singer, because they've all either got killed, assassinated, died drinking.
Singer?
Okay, never mind. I'll explain this to you later. I'll explain it to you.
What?
There's too much backstory here. There's a lot of backstory here. Okay, so moving on. Next one: directory traversal to steal any file from system. In Devika, again, there's going to be a pattern here. You'll see it very soon. So this is a straight up directory traversal again in an API endpoint in Devika. Pretty simple. So there's this download project with the project name parameter. There's directory traversal in there, found by Ranjit Git, who's a prolific reporter on huntrs. So shout out to him or her. And yeah, this was also fixed by a maintainer. So there you go. Yeah, LFIs again continue to rule the world.
They're so powerful too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how, I would like to set these CVSS scores higher for LFIs because this is such a practical attack. You can steal model files. You can steal data.
Yes.
Like you can steal SSH keys. I mean, if I were the CVSS czar, I would for sure raise these up, but we just got to go by the universal standards, so.
Yeah. And we want to, actually the next one isn't a Devika, but we want to talk about a little bit about Devika a bit, because Devika was a special case. So we added Devika. We didn't realize completely that it was an experimental project, and there's literally like 2 people like deving this thing. But it says like in big bold letters experimental on the README. So we got an influx of all these reports, which are most of them are legitimate. But there was only one person actually like deving this thing, and again, it's experimental, so it's iffy on like whether or not we should even be issuing CVEs or security reports. That's the thing.
Yeah, we don't even really like the experimental projects because they're still in development.
Yeah, exactly.
So as soon as we put that up, it was just a flood of reports. We're like, oh no.
A lot of people made a lot of money, which,
Congratulations.
But we have to remove it because, again, it's experimental.
Right.
Like it was questionable at best. Still less holes in Devika than a Boeing 747. So there you go. And so next one. Boeing, please don't kill me. Lack of path sanitization for Windows leads to LFI. So this one, so it's Paris. This is in lollms again. And this one is specific. It's another LFI, but so the developer of lollms previously got an LFI for the same thing. However, they didn't add like check for Windows file paths like UNC spat probably UNC paths. In this particular case, it's just the normal Windows path with a backslash. But it would be interesting to see if actually this works with UNC paths or raw paths, because Windows has like a ton of ways of like expressing a file path, which is in itself pretty nuts.
This is actually also a common pattern we're seeing is when you're checking for LFIs and any kind of path traversal, arbitrary file downloads and whatnot, check the Windows file paths too, because although that's probably not going to be deployed on Windows as commonly, a lot of developers just develop on Mac or Linux and completely forget that Windows has a completely separate like file system structure. And so this has happened over and over and over on bounties in our platform.
Yes. And then, yeah, so shout out, who did Oxanis? Oxanis? Shout out to Oxanis. It was a good report, and yeah, there you go. That was pretty straightforward.
So on the, since we were discussing Devika earlier, I kind of want to talk about the bug bounty program trajectory. And so what generally happens in bug bounty programs is you have a whole bunch of repos in there, and then the low-hanging fruit gets stripped out over time, and you just get less and less reports on those projects.
Yeah.
So like Devika, as soon as we added it, it just got annihilated.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's exactly what we want. That's success.
Yeah.
So MLflow, case in point.
Hit point in case.
Yeah, whatever. I need the non-English speaker
to
correct my English.
Yeah, there you go. How the turntables have shifted.
MLflow, when we first started, had just a flood of LFI vulnerabilities and things like that because they were manually doing their sanitization and manually doing file reads and paths and stuff. As of today, we barely get anything in MLflow anymore. MLflow is very secure as of today. That's a success story.
Yeah.
Because if you go to Shodan, let's say, and search for MLflow today, you'll see almost 2,000 MLflow servers publicly available. So that was 2,000 servers that could have been hacked quite easily. Had this bounty program not been on it.
Probably still hackable though, because like nobody ever patches. So, but either way. But it's a success story in the sense that assuming they do patch, like you help to make the internet more secure. So congrats.
So thank you to the hunters.
Yeah, thank you to the hunters.
That made the AIs here a lot more secure.
And on that topic, we'll be adding, obviously we're going to be adding more repos, and actually we're going to be adding, I think, multiple repos every week now.
Yes.
Multiple new repos every week or every other week now. So stay tuned
close because those low-hanging fruits like the LFI
smash the subscribe button and all that. Yeah, you're gonna watch that. Sign up to the Discord server because all the announcements are gonna be in there. So one last thing that we forgot. We're gonna be at Black Hat booth 20. I forgot. 2169. Nice. And so we're gonna be at Black Hat 2169 booth, and then at DEF CON too. We don't have a booth.
There aren't really booths at DEF CON.
No, there are actually. There's a vendor area now. Yeah, at DEF CON. But we're gonna be walking around. So if you see our ugly mugs, you can hit us up there.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be at the AI Village too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be there. So we're gonna be walking around DEF CON. But we have a booth at Black Hat 2169.
Yeah, come say hi.
Yes, come say hi.
Ready to spotlight your skills? Join the hunt on hunter.com.